Teen Pregnancy by Tyler Bates. Imagine, you are a young female who is about 16 years in age. You think you have a perfect life. You have a boyfriend, you are athletic, pretty, and popular. You have it all. Then one night, you make a mistake that changes your life. You are pregnant. According to statistics from 2001, more than 900,000 teenage pregnancies occur each year. 4 in 10 American girls will become pregnant at least once during their teens. The topic of teen pregnancy is all around us. Just take a look. From TV and media to a talk at the dinner table. It's everywhere. The effects of teen pregnancy are long-lasting, including education and finances. Not every situation is the same, but each girl has a decision to make, and they all need help. For teen pregnancy, the point is not ending it. That's impossible. The point is to help young girls and young men realize that the consequences of this one action changes their lives in ways they couldn't even comprehend. There are many cons that you could list while looking at this topic, but the two main points are family issues and the teen mother's education. Family issues abound when it comes to teen pregnancy, but before you talk about the girls, you have to think about how they were raised. 71% of teenage pregnancies are to children of single parents. These new mothers have been raised in a single-parent home that does not have what it needs to support them or a child. Leading to education, many young mothers drop out of school because they simply cannot raise a child and go to school at the same time. According to the Center of Disease Control, pregnancy and birth are significant contributors to high school dropout rates among girls. Only about 50% of teen mothers receive a high school diploma by 22 years of age, versus approximately 90% of women who had not given birth during adolescence. They become disconnected from their families, sleep patterns, normal homework routine if they are still going to school, and so much more. This affects their lives so much that it is really astonishing, especially to me, why they didn't think of the consequences before the storm. To switch, on a good note, there are pros that can rise up to the occasion through these hard times. One of these is the maturing factor. You have a kid, for crying out loud. Grow up. An interesting fact, the brain is not fully developed until you're 25 or 26 years old. This basically shows that sometimes teens do not really realize that there are any consequences for their actions. By having a baby, this can, per se, develop their brain faster because they have to learn how to be an adult even though they are usually less than 18. Another good thing that might come out of teen pregnancy is adoption. Some girls may put their child up for adoption so that the child can be raised in a good home and can be loved and cared for. Even though those two people made the choice to have sex and will face many challenges ahead, hope is not lost. There can be some positive experiences along the road. Some teens are so focused on the present that they don't look or think about the consequences that they will deal with the rest of their lives. Abortion, sadly, is a way that teens try to get rid of their mistake. Since 1973, there have been about 56.5 million abortions in the U.S. alone. Now keep in mind that this is not all from teen pregnancy, but is still a prevalent issue in society. Some say it's the mother's choice to have an abortion. Some say it is not up to her to decide the state of an innocent baby that does not have a say. If you look closely, abortion plays a role in a teen mother's life. Should she kill the baby without a worry whatsoever, except for the thought on your mind that you murdered a helpless being? Or should she take the mature path, raise her child, with or without her boyfriend, and love and care for the baby as much as she knows how? Having an abortion will not allow you to have those memories of my baby's first words or first birthday party, and so many more. In 2010, adolescents aged 18 through 19 years accounted for the majority, 64.5%, of adolescent abortions and had the highest adolescent abortion rates, 16.1 and 20.9 abortions per 1,000 adolescents aged 18 and 19 years. There are different places that any woman can go to get emotional help if they are planning an abortion or have had an abortion. One of these places is in Frankfort, Kentucky. It is called Avenues for Women, and on their website you can see part of their mission statement. It is the mission of Avenues for Women to empower individuals to make healthy choices for their emotional, physical, and spiritual well-being regarding their sexual health and pregnancy-related issues. Places like this could show a teen mother that someone cares enough to listen to them and help them even if their friends and family won't or can't. The teens, both the male and the female, did something they shouldn't have done, and some of them learn from their mistakes, and some of them don't. The final point I want to make is about the young men involved in this situation. I have only mentioned them once. First paragraph, go take a look. They are a big part of raising a child. Many people seem to go around the point that it takes a male and a female to make a baby. Alike the teen mother, the father has the choice to stay and be responsible or to leave the mother and his child. 70% of juveniles are in state institutions, 71% high school dropouts, 75% of children in chemical abuse centers, 80% of rapists motivated with displayed anger come from fatherless homes, 80% of adolescents in psychiatric hospitals come from broken homes, 80% of youth sitting in prisons grew up in fatherless homes, 85% of children with behavioral problems. All of these statistics have come out of families that do not have a father to care for them. Men, as my mom likes to say, are the head of the household, and they have the responsibility to watch out for their family members. In a small pamphlet from Avenues for Women, it has a small section on dads. This is just one of the things it says. In all probability, your baby's father is experiencing few, if any, consequences for his irresponsibility. Teen fathers have to realize that they need to grow up in maturity along with their girlfriend and help raise the child that they decided to have. A real-world example for these young fathers is David Wise. This year at the 2014 Sochi Olympic Games, David won gold on the freestyle skiing halfpipe. From an NBC Olympics article, it states, at only 23 years old, he has a wife, Alexandria, who is waiting patiently in the crowd, and together they have a 2-year-old daughter waiting for them to return to their home in Reno, Nevada. Even though David is married, it shows the maturity level of a young man that loves his family and will provide for them at any cost. Young men can use David's story to help them see that just because they made a mistake does not mean they run away. They can stand and help, becoming the man of the house that they should be. The responsibility and commitment is hard work for both the mother and the father. They wanted to have fun one night, changing their whole life on a dime. It is the choice of the two new parents to stick together and mature. The parents may not see eye to eye all of the time, but each individual has his own choices that they have to make because of having sex. It all leads back to consequences of two people and what they choose to do with the new life they have been given. The boy and the girl will always know what they did to get pregnant, but they need to put the past behind them and become a loving and caring mother and a steadfast and helpful father. If both are willing to set their lives apart to make the little angel's life better, then, in the long term, it is worth all of the struggles and the pain that will be laid ahead of them. They will become one unit of love, a family. The end.